Let's hear it.
Hello and welcome.
I don't hear nothing in my ears.
TKDS Sports Network. And we welcome you back to Wilberforce University. Jackson Lycap alongside Kevin Fowler and Rob Bondron. Welcome here to the CKDS Sports Network. The Dayton Flight, their season opener, is now officially underway. Bringing the ball up the floor. Looks like Owensboro, the Thoroughbreds, will have their first possession on the season.
First foul called of the season.
Again, Jackson Lycap alongside Rob Bondron, and just very excited to be here covering the Dayton Flight once again, their second season. New arena, Wilberforce Arena, a university arena, coming and hosting this event. Gorgeous court and really just a great atmosphere here all around for the Dayton Flight, and I'm sure the Flight loves playing here, and I know that they are very happy to call this their home arena this season.
Looks like we got a delay in the action. What do we got going on here? Looks like we're getting a quick break in the action.
As looks like we will have a short timeout. We will have a timeout with a break. We'll be back on CKDS Sports Network. We welcome you back here to the CKDS Sports Network. We beg your pardon for that interruption. 11:25 remaining here in the first. I'm Jackson Lycap. Rob Bondron alongside Kevin Fowler. Looks like the Thoroughbreds will have possession of the ball. They're going to swing this one back up towards the top of the key. Right now to number 11, this is Mulligan. Drives in, and it looks like he travels. It's a turnover, and the Dayton Flight will take possession. First minute gone by, still 0-0. Throwing it in for the Flight right now will be Johnson. I beg your pardon, now they're going to switch out. Fuller will throw it in to Johnson. And here comes Johnson bringing the ball up the floor. A little give and go, Jackson. Now to McGowan. Back to Means. Means is now going to drive. Gets inside. Kicks it back out to McGowan. Baseline jump shot on the way is off the mark. Rebound is pulled in by Owensboro. And here they come once again now with Hart. Hart has it, being guarded closely by Johnson. Passes this one now towards the top of the key. Back to Hart. Hart for three. Hart cashes it in. And we have our first points now on this young 2021 season.
The big splash from the three line.
Let's see how the Flight can answer back, and they throw it away. Means tried to kick this one out towards number 11. That was Cantrell. Cantrell could not shift over and haul in the pass. He goes out of bounds. It's a Flight turnover. And now the Thoroughbreds will have possession of the ball once again. Has this one now out at the elbow. Swings this one outside. Nice pick and roll action. Steps back. That's two on the way. Got it to go. What a shot there for number 4. That was Wilford. Johnson bringing it up, gets a couple of screens, kicks this one back out. McGowan for three, off the mark. Could not get that one to go. Under 10 minutes now remaining here in the first. Hart is bringing the ball up the floor, and of course, Rob, Kevin, this is the season opener, and we just want to thank the Flight for having us here, and what's going to be an interesting season, especially with this year now. It's COVID has a big thing to do with it. It's great to see fans in the stands, all socially distancing, all wearing masks. It's a tremendous thing to see here. And we mentioned Dayton. They're a basketball town. You take a look at the colleges around here, Wright State, the Dayton Flyers. the high schools around here. Centerville, a suburb of Dayton, just winning the state championship. Same with Botkins for Division IV. Dayton is a basketball town, and they are very happy to have their own professional basketball team as well in their second season.
I would say so. It is exciting. I get a chance to watch them in action. Finally got their first score.
7-2, the Flight has it, but they trail. Bringing it up right now is Bedford. Bedford drives in, got this one off to Johnson, and Johnson lays it up and in.
Not getting the early calls on this. They're giving the referees the look.
The referees are letting them play, and that's ultimately what you want to have here in this game. Looking to drive, gets inside, kicks this one to the corner. Corner three on the way, and a foul was called. Heading to the line to shoot three will be the Owensboro Thoroughbreds. And heading to the line will be number 11. That is Cantrell.
It looked like the Flight didn't get their first call, a couple calls, but there have been two called on them.
The Dayton Flight, a professional team. Again, we just mentioned that here in Dayton, Ohio, and Owensboro out of Kentucky coming up here, making not really a long drive, but it's not also a short drive either way. It's about 4 hours, I believe, and coming in here to take on the Dayton Flight in their season opener. Their home opener will be coming up here in the next week or so. Cantrell is a very good shooter. He's at 1 for 2 right now at the line. One more shot on the way for Cantrell with 8:47 remaining in the first. Goes through it. Cantrell puts it in the rim. He goes 2 for 3. It's a 9-4 lead right now for Owensboro. It's a 9-4 lead right now for Owensboro. Puts up a shot on the way. This one hit off the back iron. Trying to save it. They try saving it twice, and it's out of bounds.
Just stepped out of bounds over there. Yeah, Jackson, this is so different going from a state high school basketball championship to an opening game of a professional.
8.5 minutes to play, and yeah, we were the commentating crew for the Centerville Elks State Championship at UD Arena a couple weeks ago. What a tremendous game that was, and again, congratulations to Centerville Elks. Can't say that enough, and you know, they're a couple days from starting up 2022 workouts, 2021, 2022 workouts, and so their celebrations are pretty much done. They're on the next season.
That's right. You got one thing I've been noticing is obviously man-to-man defenses, obviously, and haven't really seen any pressure right now on the defense presses or traps or anything.
Outside mid-range two-point jump shot on the way, won't go, gets his own rebound, drives, puts it off the backboard, and follows it back with a dunk. What a statement there by Tyrell Means. Was able to catch it off the backboard, off the rebound, and slamma-jamma action here at Wilberforce University. 7:45 to play. It's 6-9. This one on the ground, fighting for possession of the ball. Means comes up with it. What a move by Means. Going down the other way. Nice spin move underneath. It's short. Ball is still being tipped around, and it looks like Owensboro will take possession. That one was last touched by White.
Going to say our first dunk of many for the season, I would think.
And what a statement dunk here as well.
Yeah,
early in this season and early in the game, and just lay it off the backboard, get it right back to yourself over top of a defender. I don't think that there's any more of a momentum shifter in the game of basketball than that.
Yeah, being aggressive to the rim, obviously. So
Wilford has it back to Hart. Now to Wilford. Defense is right there. Back to Hart. Hart, long three-pointer is short. Rebound gonna go right now to White. Here comes White, gets it to Johnson. Johnson goes to work inside, looks to drive, it's blocked underneath. Kicks it back out to Means. Back to Johnson. Johnson tries again, and he'll peel back out. 10 to shoot on the shot clock. Shot clock now down to 5. They're gonna put this one up from the free throw line in a jump shot, and it's an air ball.
Jack, that's something we got to get used to coming off of high school, is our shot clock.
And looks like that will take us to a timeout. 6:50 to play here in the first. It's a 9-6 game in favor right now of Owensboro. We welcome you back here to Wilberforce Arena. Jackson Lightcap alongside Rob Bonderon, otherwise known as Bondo. Kevin Fowler's with us as well. Neil is running camera, the best cameraman in the area. 6:45 to play here in the first. Hart looks to dish this one off inside. A beautiful pass, and a foul's going to be called. The Flight sure aren't happy about that one, and frankly, from up here, it looked like that was all ball as well.
I was going to say, if they're going to call those type of fouls all night, it'll be a long game.
Again, of course, the referees do have a better view than we do on the court, but from up here, that looked like that was all ball.
Well, yeah, he had to call body because I didn't,
That's now going to send number 12 to the free throw line. This is Rowe, and Rowe is able to get the first one to drop in. Owensboro is the first team in double-digit scoring in this game. Going back through his motion, puts it up and puts it in. Rowe goes 2 for 2 at the line. And it's an 11-6 game. Let's see now how Dayton can fare back. The Flight has possession of the ball. Means has it, kicks this one outside. Three-pointer on the way in the corner. This one's off the mark. Rebound's going to go to Hart. And here comes Hart pushing up the floor. Hart has it, looks to dump this one off now inside, going back to work. This one stripped away again, out of bounds. Last touch by Knopfsinger. And Dayton will take possession. Dayton will now take possession after a turnover there by Knopfsinger. It went out of bounds off of him, three-pointer on the way. And White had that one halfway down, and it rims out. Here comes Wilford up the court. Swings this one now outside to Hart once again. Hart's had a good game so far. Has been their lead scorer so far. And he shoots another one there. It's off the back iron. Fast break opportunity. Up ahead. 3-on-2 fast break. Taking it coast to coast the distance. That is Johnson finding another bucket. And it's an 11-8 game right now. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first. Tries to dump this one off underneath, and it's stripped away and stolen. Here come the Flight. McGowan had it. Up ahead, another fast break opportunity. Finished off on the other end by Ogbodo. Leads back up to 5. And Rob, right now, it just seems like every time the Flight is able to make something happen, get a bucket on the other end, just like they did there.
A three-point play maybe there, yep.
The Thoroughbreds are able to just answer back and keep the lead at a comfortable 5 points.
Yeah, it looks like one thing I've noticed, the Thoroughbreds obviously been able to put the ball down inside, right? Looks like part of their game is to dump the ball inside around the basket, where so far the Flight have been attacking from the guards in. And in the three-point shooting. Just getting used to the speed of the game. What do you think, Jackson?
It is the first game on the season. Now these two teams have had scrimmages for this season. But in those scrimmages, a lot of the everyday starters that you see aren't going to get as much time because the scrimmages is for everyone to get some playing time, see who deserves to be on the team, see roles on the team, and plus you don't want injuries. As the three-point play there was connected by Johnson, bringing it back down the other way. That one was White. White was blocked inside. Ball's tipped around for a second, and looks like we have a whistle called. A foul's going to go on the flight, and Owensboro will take possession with 4 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the first. Substitution for the Dayton Flight. Number 2, Bedford checks in to the first time of the season. And now it looks like both coaches are going to have a conversation with the referee.
Have an issue with the basketball?
Looks like that might be the case. One thing that I'm just going to say here, Rob, is this is the first time I've personally been able to see the Dayton Flight in action, and I'm really liking their jerseys. All black with on red. I think that looks tremendous. I look at the Dayton in front.
And the dark at home.
It reminds me a lot of the Dayton Flyers uniforms, except, of course, instead of navy blue and red, it's black and red. I like them a lot. On the drive, finishes off the glass. That one made in by number 4. That was Wilford. The Flight has it once again. Looks to drive. Kicks it back outside. Top of the key. Long three-pointer on the way. Bedford short. And it looks like on that rebound opportunity, the Dayton Flight was out of bounds. So that means...
seen 2 air balls this game, which is... Don't expect to see that a whole lot.
Owensboro will take possession. 4 minutes remaining here in this first half. First quarter, I beg your pardon. Swings this one out towards the corner. Corner 3 on the way. In and out. Rebound's going to go right now to White. White is going to be bringing the ball up the floor. Going to work on the inside, working against number 12. That's Lufile. Kicks this one out now. Here is Ballard on the drive. Ballard kicks this one out. 3 ball on the way. Cashed in by Bedford. Bedford cashes in the trifecta.
Thoroughbreds tried to take a charge on that play. Didn't get it.
Outside, wide open 3 for Hart. Hart rattles it home. And that's exactly what we've been talking about. As soon as the Flight's able to answer back with a big play, next thing, all of a sudden, it's the Thoroughbreds answer right back as well. It's just been a back-and-forth game. The Thoroughbreds, though, have led the entire game. But you got to love it, the exchange. When the Flight makes a basket, Thoroughbreds make a basket. When Thoroughbreds make a basket, the Flight make a basket. If one team misses, the other team misses as well. There's just a very consistent pace right now, and that's one thing you want to do. If you're either one of these teams, you want to keep the game close and then win it. Play to win. Play for a chance to win it in the fourth quarter. That's the goal for both of these teams.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is when we did the show with Brandon here, did that show with him, is the explosiveness from the Flight guards, the quickness that they have. So
he said, and I quote, that the Dayton Flight had the best guard play in the entire TBL league.
So I'll be kind of paying attention to that because you see the quickness already.
As looks like we have a whistle blown. It's been a rainy weekend.
Shot clock problems again.
I believe that's what it is. It has been a rainy weekend all across the Dayton area. In fact, our Dayton Dragons High School showcase, 2 of the 3 games were canceled today due to rain. And get the rain out of the system now, because coming up next week, it's going to be a gorgeous week for outside sports. But luckily, we're inside.
'Tis the season. It's not snowing. I think we've got beyond that right now. It's April showers, May flowers.
3 minutes, 13 seconds. Hart has it. Shot clock is at 18 seconds. These two teams will play a 24-second shot clock. 3 ball on the way is short. Nice rebound there. Pulled down by number 8 for the
5-on-3.
flight. That was Fuller. Gets this one down inside to Ballard. Ballard goes up. He draws contact and the foul. And that's going to now send... that is now going to send Joe Ballard to the foul line.
Jumpin' Joe.
I was going to say, so Jumpin' Joe Ballard, correct. Jumpin' Joe, notice he come off the bench tonight.
As looks like we have a timeout here. 2:56 remaining in the first. 18-16. The Flight trail by 2. We'll be back on the TKDS Sports Network. Jumping Joe Ballard will head to the foul line. With 2:56 remaining here in the first. 18-16 is the score. A chance here for Jumpin' Joe to tie the game.
Local talent we've been waiting to hear from Thurgood Marshall to the Harlem Globetrotters to now the Dayton Flight.
Has been able to stick around the Dayton area most of his career. Of course, Thurgood Marshall, Harlem Globetrotters. Of course, they travel the globe, but they make a few stops here in Dayton, Ohio as well, especially at the Nutter Center. Bringing the ball up the court. This is Hart. Hart has it. Hart goes right back to work. Looks to get this one inside. Peels this one back out on the drive. Gets inside. Goes up. Reverse layup. Count the bucket. And one foul coming up. A chance for a three-point play. This will be number 4, Wilford, heading back to the free throw line once again.
We hear Owensboro getting themselves fired up.
That is actually Agbato, who is looking at the bench, screaming at the bench, where we at bench, where we at bench. Trying to get his team back in it with fire momentum, and Owensboro once again has taken a lead. The Flight have not led this entire game, but they have only trailed by a max of 6 points, and when it was a 8-2 game. Gets inside, looks like this one lost control going up.
Not sure what happened there. It looked like a foul or something. Like the ball went out. But
that was Rowe for the Dayton Flight, who went up and tried to kick this one outside. He said that the ball was swatted out of his hands, but it was called out on Rowe, so that means Owensboro will take possession. 2:09, beautiful cut inside and a maybe even better pass
I was going to say
Griffith.
There was a dunk coming. You could feel the dunk, but he stripped him. He wasn't going to let him dunk in the house.
That was a beautiful cut right down the middle of the lane, and not only down the middle of the lane, but maybe even a better pass to find it. That was Griffith to Moore. Moore was fouled going up.
Nice bounce pass. You notice he went in the stands. It's got the minor league baseball feel, right? Just trying to get the crowd in and just the local. And so that was kind of cool. He went up in the crowd and did a little fist bump up there.
Yeah, he stuck himself right into the stands. And I don't know if he made his head go underneath the backboard. That was so tall.
I beg your pardon. That was actually not Moore. This is number 9, Agbato, shooting free throws. He misses the first one off the back iron.
And I don't know how tall Agbato is, but he was trying to duck underneath that backboard as he was going up.
And look at how long of his arms are as well. That wingspan, he's everything you want in a big man. And not only that, but he can also shoot outside as well. And if he can shoot with that wingspan, how tall he is, put his hands just far up in the air, have a high release point, it's going to be hard to stop him. One of the reasons why he is one of the lead players for Owensboro and the Thoroughbreds.
Exactly.
2:02, and looks like another foul. This is going to send number 8, Eves, to the foul line. The first time we've seen him shoot some free throws, as this one's off the mark. 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. 22-18, bringing the ball up the floor right now. This is Bedford. Bedford dishes this one off now to Rowe. Rowe drives, stutter steps inside, misses, gets his own rebound, goes up, and another foul is called. A first quarter that has been riddled with fouls. There's going to be a lot of foul trouble heading into the second quarter, and if it continues, there's going to be a lot of foul trouble heading into half.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got seven on flight already, or 8. Or is that the player number? Team fouls, what, 5?
Rose, first one goes up and is off the mark. The foul was on Owensboro's number 8, Eves. That's already his second. He's just checked in the game. Remember, with professional basketball compared to college or high school, you do have one extra foul. It's not the usual 5 fouls, it's 6 fouls that you have until you foul out of the game.
Yep, good point.
1:40 remaining. Kicks this one back towards the top of the key. Gives this one back now to Wilford. Wilford looks to get inside, dishes this one off into the corner. 3 for Wilford. Just a bit too long.
Got the numbers.
The tip in won't go. Dayton Flight running the floor. Alley-oop, and this one's going to be swatted away. Right back down to It was swatted away and then picked right back up off by Jumpin' Joe. They call him Jumpin' Joe for a reason.
Looked like it was an alley-oop coming, didn't it?
Just great defense played there by Eves. Eves was able to get back and go up, put his body on the line to swat that ball back down to the floor. Jumpin' Joe was able to get it nonetheless, and now we have Jumpin' Joe Ballard heading to the foul line to shoot a couple of free throws. $1:15 remaining here in the first. First one will go up and will go in for Joe Ballard. Again, Jackson Lycap here, alongside Rob Bonaron. Neil is running camera. Kevin also here. Has a headset on, also producing as well.
It's the first time seeing a little full court pressure.
Bringing the ball up the floor right now is Hart. Hart has played the majority part of the game so far. Kicks this one to Eves. Eves gets a screen. Back out. Pump fakes a 3. This one's for 2. Off the mark again. It rolled in and out. And after both these teams really started very hot on the offensive end, now we're starting to see some defense start to step up.
Yeah, with a minute to go, looked like Coach decided to put a little pressure on to test it out. Let's see if they...
Running up, alley-oop, and they get it to Jumpin' Joe. Slamma-jamma here.
Now, how did he get his nickname?
Jumpin' Joe goes up, slams that one home. Webster picks up the assist. And for the first time today, the Dayton Flight has the lead. It's a 23-22 game.
Let's see if the Flight playoff, I was going to say if they got a run out there, but
Bedford looks to drive, floater, and then once again, off the back iron, pushing down the court, gets this one back. Nice shot there. That was tipped by Rowe. And with 14 seconds left, the shot clock is turned off, and the Dayton Flight can hold it for the last shot of the first quarter. And that's most likely what they will probably do. 5 seconds on the drive, gets inside. Beautiful finish by Webster, and that'll take us to the end of the first. The Dayton Flight leads the Owensboro Thoroughbreds by 3, 25-22 on opening night. And we're going to be back right here on the TKDS Sports Network as we head to the second. We welcome you back to the TKDS Sports Network. Looks like that they said that to the coach that they wanted to put 2 seconds back on the clock. So the first quarter is not over. I think that's what they're trying to fix right now on the scoreboard here in the arena, because everything was set up going to the second. I don't necessarily know what happened. It might have been a late foul that was called.
Did they call foul? I
Nonetheless,
I'm assuming Owensboro didn't call a timeout or anything with like 2 seconds.
I tried to do it this time. She didn't like that. Photo bomb.
maybe the clock was supposed to stop after that made bucket. 2 seconds remaining. Owensboro is going to have it for just a Hail Mary attempt. Hart's going to be the one to take it, and that's blocked. And that will take us to the end of the first. We've reached the end of the first quarter. The Dayton Flight 25, Owensboro Thoroughbreds 22. We're going to take a small break. We'll be right back here in a few moments. This stadium is rocking right here as we start the second. The Dayton Flight is up by 3. Owensboro will start with the possession of the ball to begin the second. Kicks this one now out towards the wing. New group on the floor for Owensboro. Hart is not out there. Wide open 3 from the corner. Got it! And that'll tie up the game. The 3 there was knocked down by number 2. That was Nunn. Nunn gets his first bucket of the evening. 30 seconds into this one. Let's see how the Flight answers back now. 10 on the shot clock remaining. Looks to drive in, kicks this one back. Bedford puts up a shot from the elbow. Rolled off the front iron, and then hit the back. Offensive rebound, nice floater shot there.
Nice rebound, nice finish there.
And what a game White has been having. White has just come onto the floor and really came off the bench as well, and has just provided a tremendous spark all the way around, as actually he got his ankles broken there. He got his ankles taken there, and the offender went by and just said whoops. Let's see how White can answer back. That 3 is a bit long. Rebound's going to go right now to Griffith. Rob, that might have been, as White is going to steal this one. White was going to draw the foul.
Yeah.
Rob, that might have been the announcer's jinx kind of coming into play there, because we were starting to talk up White and saying what a spark he has provided off the bench, and then as soon as that happened, his ankles got taken from him.
Yeah, well, one thing I was, again, you said Owensboro kind of brought in a whole different lineup, didn't they? A few of them. And I was looking to see the Flight, how many different Flight players are out there on.
Rowe will inbound this one. Now to Webster. Webster back to Rowe. Rowe has his man beat. Kicks this one out to Joe. Swings it, top of the key. Bedford for 3. And this one again missing. Both teams have not really shot tremendous from the behind the arc today. Both teams have struggled to put baskets.
And here comes a whole nother Flight right here, isn't it? Line change here.
An ice hockey line change. 10:24 remaining. They're going to inbound this one, and they're going to bring it up the floor now with number 2. This is Nunn. Nunn has his man beat, drives baseline, kicks this one out. 3-pointer on the way, and this one's off the mark. Shot was taken by Mulligan. And here comes the Flight now with Johnson. Johnson has spent a good amount of the game on the bench. He's in foul trouble. Nice move there. Gets inside. The tip in again won't go. 3 opportunities there for McGowan, and he couldn't get any of them to go.
I mean, we met from New Orleans, didn't we? Got family watching. Welcome aboard.
Dishes this one inside. McGowan with a beautiful block.
Flight didn't have the numbers. Going to wait for the troops to get here. And
Johnson for 3, won't go. Still no scoring here in this second quarter. 9.5 minutes to play in the second. Puts up a shot. And this one's a bit long as well. both teams just have gone ice cold. They shot well in that first quarter, and since then, frankly, have just gone ice cold.
Yeah, it's an attacking game. You can tell there's a lot attack to the rim, especially for the flight.
Offensive rebound laid right back up by Fuller. The Flight were down for the majority part of that first quarter. They did not take their first lead until about 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and since then it's been the Flight leading, and now we're tied up once again. As here comes Means. Means looks to get inside and lost control in the paint. This one's will be tipped out of bounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the TKDS Sports Network is sponsored by Edible Arrangements, Jets Pizza, the Army Reserve National Guard, T-Mobile, and TJ Chumps. Thank you.
And the Xenia Smoke Shop. And the Xenia Smoke Shop. Also, along with Subway Sub House out of Inglewood, I believe.
Thank you for all the things that you do for us and just a little bit more recognition for you here on the TKDS Sports Network. Shot taken, and I believe an over-the-back foul will be called there. Things are starting to get a little chippy between these two teams. You got to love how the referees, though, Rob, has just really been able to come in and let them play. It's made things for a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different game. You know, you're talking about pro athletes here at the even at this level. They're beyond college and the amateur status now on the professional side.
TBL, Professional Basketball League across the United States. This one tipped up, goes right back up with it, and he will draw the foul, and that's going to send Cantrell back to the foul line to shoot a few. The foul is going to go on. Foul will go there on Ogbado.
Exactly. They're doing it. They're good. Slowly. They keep it in there. Yep.
Ogbado will pick up his first foul. Heading back to the line right now is Cantrell. High arcing shot. This one will rim out.
You got to win it at the line, that's for sure.
8:14 remaining in the second. Cantrell gets ready for his second. And this one off the mark as well. Cantrell goes 0 for 2. Owensboro is going to push the floor, gets inside, lost a little bit of footing, but he was able to regain it and drive to the rim. The Flight wanted to travel, nothing was called. Gets inside, and a foul is going to be called. It's an offensive charge. Offensive charge on Means.
I can't tell you if his feet were set. It just looked like he kind of rammed him, so it just looked like a foul, didn't it? So the eye test, I think.
And here's the thing, he stuck out that elbow. If he kept that tuck, it could go either way, but the reason, if it
looked bad,
stuck out that elbow, you're going to get that called. Pump fake for three, puts it right back up. Won't go. Rebound stripped away there for McGowan. McGowan gets this one to Johnson. Johnson looked to drive, lost control on the inside, and it looks like we will have a jump ball, our first jump ball of the game. Wanting to check into the game now will be Terrell for the Dayton Flight. First time we will see him in today's game.
It's like,
remember, in professional basketball, if there's a jump ball, we actually jump for it.
that's true.
A lot different than the college level.
I have never seen an NBA game live, and not even a lot of college games at the floor level. So the first thing is the size, the speed. I can't imagine an NBA game. You seen an NBA game?
Personally, I have not.
I know.
Personally, I have not.
I'm picturing this game and trying to picture the highest level players. You know what I'm saying? The difference of the game. Because the court's not any different size. So just putting bigger, stronger bodies within that court.
I have been at multiple college basketball games. This is actually my first professional basketball game I've been able to be at. And I'm happy to be here announcing this one as well on the drive. Reverse layup. What a shot and what a finish by Means. Tyrell Means is able to get that one to fall. What a shot adjusting in midair. Floater shot blocked on the other end. They get it right back. 3-ball on the way. Cha-ching! That one's knocked down. The 3-ball there for Nunn. Nunn, he was quiet in that first quarter, has come into this second quarter and has actually been tremendous as well.
Rebound and stolen.
Up ahead here, fast break, one-on-one. Who's going to win it? The Flight are going to win it. But an offensive rebound. Kicks this one out. Nuns again for three. He's feeling it. That one's way off the mark. Followed his shot. Just could not get the ball back. Shot there is going to be hauled in by McGowan. McGowan passes this one off to Johnson. Johnson looks to drive in. That's one thing that the Dayton Flight's going to have to fix moving forward. They are driving in, which I think is a tremendous strategy, a drive-in, kick-out offense. That's a tremendous strategy that's going to get your shooters open. But when you have three defenders in the paint camped out because they know you're going to drive, and then one guy just trying to charge in, that's now the last 4 possessions that the Flight have turned over the ball. That's something that's going to have to get better as this game goes on. And the reason how you fix that is you make a halftime adjustment or even an in-game adjustment, drive and kick out.
Well, the one thing we've noticed is the Flight loves to attack, right? You can tell they're in kind of an attack mode. So with that comes, early in this season, especially until they start getting the flow and the chemistry, the teammates. Because I think they picked up 4 or 5 players right after we did our show. So it's a new team on the back half.
Looks like we have a timeout here. We're going to take a small break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. .6:17 remaining here in this first half. Second quarter, 3-ball on the way after the inbound. And what a shot there by the Flight. They have shot ice cold from beyond the arc there. We'll get that one to fall. It's actually their first 3-point field goal in the last 4 minutes.
The shot from New Orleans. He shot that from downtown, didn't he?
McGowan was able to get that one to fall in. Under 6 minutes to play. Hart trying to answer back with a 2-pointer of his own. Drove in, pulled up, and was able to get the shot to go. 5-point lead right now for Owensboro. Rob, so we're over halfway done with this first half. We only have 5.5 minutes until halftime. What have you seen from both these teams?
Well, like I said, Owensboro's, they got a couple inside bigger players, so they got a little bit more of an inside presence. The Flight, obviously, just I was seeing is the presence of their guards and the way they attack the rim. And right now, Owensboro just has a 5-point lead. So,
hook shot there is off the mark, and this one's going to roll out of bounds. Last touch by Owensboro. 5:08 remaining here in the second. 38-33, and inbounds this one right back now to Means. Means is going to swing this one in underneath. Johnson looks to drive, left-handed floater, and got it to drop in. Johnson has really been a tremendous part. Tremendous pass, and count the bucket and one.
Did not get the dunk, but he's going to get the chance for a 3-point play either way.
And if he dunked that, I don't think that it would have been – the chances of being that being called a foul would have diminished and would have decreased.
That's part of the inside presence I was talking about. It looks like Owensboro just has a couple bigger players, size-wise.
Not to mention the Dayton Flight do have some big-time players, and looks like one of them is going to want to check into the game right now as number 6 heads to the table. That is Suren. Under 5 minutes to play. Looks like the Dayton Flight trying to put in a little bit of height to be able to keep up with Lufile. Johnson again on the drive, kicks this one back out. McGowan for 3. McGowan just a bit too long. Fighting Johnson gets the miss, goes right back up with it, and another foul will be called. That's going to send Terrell, number 55, Terrell, to the foul line. With 4:38 remaining to go here in the second.
So I assume he's coming in for the shooter.
Suren will check into the game now.
Nope.
He will check in for Fuller. Fuller will head to the bench for the first time in about the last 6 minutes.
Not sure why he sat on the sideline for the first free throw. Can you figure that one out? Something different, but
they always check in during the middle. 4:38, 41-36. Here's the shot, and that one drops in as well. 41-37, the Flight still trail. It's been a close game for the majority part of the entire duration. Tiptoe on the sideline right now. Actually, pretty lucky that Wilford was able to get out of it. Gets it back to Hart. Hart looks to drive up, and McGowan will pick up a foul. McGowan his first. Should be team's third.
Aggressive play to the rim and an aggressive play at the rim from the defense.
Four minutes and 23 seconds now remaining here in the second. And that's going to send now Hart to the foul line to shoot a couple of shots.
A wet spot on the floor down in the basket.
He said his name was Cups, number 3.
Hart standing at the foul line. Four minutes and 23 seconds left in the first half. This one, first shot is up and it rolls out. And the next shot, that one will drop in. 5-point lead once again for the Thoroughbreds. As here comes the Dayton Flight, bringing the ball up the floor right now. Gets this one in the hands of Tyrell Means. Means looking to go to work. Gets a screen from McGowan. Backs the back off. He thought about the 3. Gets this one inside to Terrell. Terrell goes up short on the layup. Defense was right there. Owensboro gets it to Hart. Hart drives, pulls up, mid-range jump shot. That one goes. Hart has just been tremendous from the floor so far today.
And here's the attack mode I was talking about on the difference of the style right there.
Suren went up and tried to put 2 shots in. Couldn't get either of them to go. Means kicks this one back to Suren. Back towards the top of the key. On the drive again. Teardrop floater. Falls in for Johnson. Johnson once again able to get another one in. A little bit of contact there. Nothing called. Just as this
There's
one underneath. Going
right
back to work. And a foul is going to be called. That's going to go on McGowan.
There would be what we talked about, a little bit of a legitimate 5 post player, right? As he backed his way in, cleared some space, no call.
Lufile has had a tremendous game so far, especially on the post, leading the team in rebounds. And not just that, he's been able to get to the line multiple times today.
Well, the biggest difference of actually watching Baylor win the national championship with the size and the strength of that team. And now seeing some of the players here, just the He looks like he could play for Baylor, just the way he's built.
And the second shot will drop in. Largest lead of the day for the Thoroughbreds at 7. Kicking this one back out. Terrell for 3. Terrell had it again halfway down. Neither team has shot well from behind the arc today. And ultimately the flight, they have shot, I believe, less than 30%. Owensboro, not too much better. They've shot less than 35%. They have both struggled from the arc. On the drive has really been their forte today, getting inside the paint. But here's another thing. Turnovers have been high in this game. Fouls have been high in this game. Step back, two-pointer on the way, rolling around, and after it rolled around for about an eternity, it finally drops in.
A little Velcro on that ball.
2.5 minutes. Hart going to work. This one stripped away. Stripped away. Here comes Johnson. Johnson's going to lay it up. It's short. Offensive rebound. Now a long run for the ball. And a lot of contact there. Coaches and referees coming over to try to help everybody up. Few people. Wilford slow to get up.
You could see that coming, though, the amount of hustle. I mean, unfortunately, the flight didn't score on that play. I was getting ready to see if the guard could dunk it. He ends up on the other side of the rim, and they just had the follow-up. Didn't quite go in. This led to a run out going the other way.
And it looks like there's some another wet spot on the floor.
Yep.
And we're going to have a timeout. I believe there might have been.
They'll clean the floor up a little bit.
They're going to clean the floor up. 2:16 remaining here in the first half. 41-46. The Thoroughbreds still on top of the flight. We'll be back. You're watching the TBL on the TKDS Sports Network. Welcome back here to the TKDS Sports Network. 2:16 remaining, 46-41. After it looked like we had an official timeout to wipe up the floor. Standing up to the line now will be Wilford. Owensboro, they have been led right now by Hart and Wilford. On the other side, the Dayton Flight have been led by Means and Johnson. You could also make an argument for McGowan as well. 2:16 remaining here in this first half. Gets this one out now to Suran. Suran drives. That one looked like it might have been tipped a little bit going up. And here comes Eves pushing the floor once again. Under 2 minutes. This one knocked away and stripped away by Suran. And here comes Johnson. Johnson kicks this one to Terrell. Terrell thought about the three, then looked to drive. And now he's going to get this to Suran. Suran for three air balls. And the struggles for the flight beyond the arc just continue again.
3 air balls in one half.
They have just continued to struggle, and nothing to worry about. This is remember, keep in mind, this is the first game of the season. And a foul is going to be called, and looks like the Flight is not happy about that. Going back to what I was saying, keep in mind this is actually the first game of the season. So you could kind of get why both teams have been struggling to score points. You can kind of get why both teams have really struggled to find consistency, especially from beyond the arc. This is, yeah, they've had scrimmages, but for the most part, again, a lot of starters sit out during scrimmages. You see a lot of starters versus bench matchups. This is really the real deal where you're getting your starters in, your better players are getting the most amount of playing time, and not to mention that the game, the speed of the game is picked up so much more when those starters are all in at once.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's early in the season. Just the craziness of them having to schedule, playing here in April.
That three ball was short. This one stripped away by Means. Means gets back to the rim, dishes us one to Terrell. Terrell gets it right back to jumping Joe Ballard, and Ballard lays it up off the glass. Lead is cut down now to 7. Dayton trying to battle back. And this one stripped away again too. Suran up ahead. Suran leaves it off. What an assist there by Suran. Suran to jumping Joe Ballard. And all momentum right now has just shifted to the Flight. The crowd is starting to go crazy, getting right back into this game. What a job, and another timeout taken to try to kill the momentum. Timeout on the court. We'll have to take one with them. We'll be back in a few moments on the TKDS Sports Network. .3 seconds left on the clock. Owensboro will have a chance at a 2-1 if they want to play this smartly. On the drive, gets inside, goes up, lays it off the glass. Beautiful finish by Wilford. Wilford has been absolutely tremendous all game long today. Gets right back inside. Kills this one back now to Johnson. We're in the second quarter, 7-point lead. 3-ball on the way. Off the backboard. Suran gets a rebound. Suran off the glass. Suran's on the board. He has his first bucket. Shot clock is still on. 20 seconds left. There is a 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Owensboro is going to try to kill the clock as much as possible. Long 3-ball on the way.
Boom.
Got it.
That hurts a
4
little bit.
seconds.
See if Flight can get the answer. Nope. Go for the alley-oop. All right, he got clock problems again or something again.
And it looks like the shot clock went off before the game clock went off. The Flight is not happy about that because they had a wide open layup underneath. They had a wide open layup underneath.
Yeah, I was going to say they had about 4 seconds, right?
They should add about 2.8 seconds left on the clock. We'll see how much they add, but that will actually kill the fast break tempo for the Flight that could have led to an easy basket to end the half. They were moving that direction. And it looks like now we're just waiting for confirmation and the clock to reset. Now they put 12:02 on the clock in the third quarter.
So we've certainly had early first game issues all the way around, right? I mean, just kind of working the kinks out on
Not
clocks,
to mention for the announcers, we have moved from basketball to baseball to lacrosse to baseball back to basketball today. And Trying to keep my terminology right. I want to keep saying running the field just because that's what I've been saying a lot for lacrosse instead of running the court. It's that transition once again. Inbounds this one to Jumpin' Joe. They got to get it up. Boom. Shots to end it. And that is your halftime score. Owensboro enters halftime with their largest lead of the game. They lead 55-47. We have reached halftime. We're going to take a small break. We will be back here after the half on the TKDS Sports Network. Goes up with it, a shot taken there. Able to knock that one down.
Yeah, so Dayton hitting some outside shots would help, right? We talked about Owensboro hit that three right before the half. Then that was kind of a big cherry on top for them to win the half.
Gets inside, goes up through contact and draws the foul. 10-12 remaining here in the third. .12 remaining, and this is going to send Wilford to the foul line. Wilford was a huge part and a huge factor in that first half for Owensboro.
I was getting confirmation, Jackson, from the floor size. Hey, once you go college floor, which Fairmont High School has a college floor, by the way, right? Because there's a high school size floor and there's a college, UD. This is a professional size floor. So like I said, the bodies only get bigger, right? And it's just, there's not a lot of space out there, is there?
That's kind of crazy. I now come to think about it, you're completely right. Fairmont has the size of a college floor, but other places like Centerville and Beaver Creek do not.
You're correct,
that's
yeah.
kind of crazy, but that's also kind of known of how many events that they hold at Trent Arena at Fairmont High School. They hold, I believe they've actually held some college games as well.
Yes, and that's what, once you, there's only two size floors that I'm aware of. It's basically playing at the high school size. Then it jumps up to the college/professional. A little bit longer. I can't remember if it's really wider. It's longer.
Looks like another foul is going to be called. A lot of frustration coming from Owensboro. His bench, yeah, and the foul, that one's going to go on number 9. Trying to pull up our roster right here. That was on Ogbado. Ogbado picked up his 4th foul, and he's yelling at the referees, telling him that was not his foul. That was not on him. The foul goes on Ogbodo, and he picks up his 4th foul, and he's only got 2 fouls to play with through the remainder of this game. And we're still at 9:56 left in the third, and that's going to be a hard loss until the 4th quarter because he was really their playmaker.
How many fouls did he have? Because we talked about it, he gets 6 fouls in the
He has 4.
professional. Yeah, wow. I was just thinking, how hard is it to get 6 fouls?
And Ogbodo, he has been a huge factor for Owensboro. Owensboro, he has been their lead rebounder. He's been main assist man, not really their main point scorer, but he's been up there as well.
So we got a technical, looks like.
Technical foul, that's going to go on Moore. And right now it just looks like Owensboro is starting to self-destruct 2 minutes into the new half.
Yeah, as long as these games are, this game hasn't really started, has it, Jackson? I mean, there's a lot of game to be played, and you can tell that whether the Flight played really well in the first half or not, it really kind of comes to them kind of get their flow and team chemistry going for this game.
Looks like the Flight is going to amp up the defensive pressure. One thing that you love to see. Moving the ball up the
physical on the ball
floor right now. Gives this one off. Swings it now to Wilford. Wilford gets his screen. Looking to get this one back off. Dumps it off underneath. Beautiful pass.
Yeah. And there's that inside game.
That was Lufile who used his size to his advantage.
Owensboro's been showing that part of the game. The Flight don't have that from the 2 different styles.
The drive, and that is Bedford, who's able to lay it in.
Nope. Looks like they have back-to-back possessions here for the Flight. Jackson, one thing I've noticed, too, a whole lot different in the professional side with the way they interact with the referees. Have you noticed that? Now that we've seen high school, we see college on TV, but, it's just a different game, isn't it? A little chatter between the referees and the players.
And
stepped on.
Up, and he stepped out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds. The throw was into Griffith, and he stepped out of bounds. And ultimately, you take a look, and really in high school, you see maybe arms thrown up. In college, you may see arms thrown up in a what, and in professional, it's just words. There's no arms thrown up. There's no what. It's just words. Respect for words, right. That is. But trying to get your point across, not enough to get thrown out. And another foul. This has just been a foul-ridden game.
Well, it's just the looks and it's the experience of how the players interact with the referees to get their point across. Remember the physical play? I saw that guy once he had a chance, he looked at that referee and let him know. You going to let him do that to me? How physical he was playing with him on the ball.
And again, in that situation, you have to be respectful or else it's not going to end good for you. And looks like a timeout will be taken by the Thoroughbreds. We're going to take a small timeout with them. 9:13 to go. Thoroughbreds up by 7. Back here, free throws coming up now for the Dayton Flight, it looks like. Mondo, it's been a long game, especially with all these fouls. I've been cramping up a little bit. While sitting down, I got to stand up and stretch my legs. 9:13 to go, and stretch really my ribs. I've had a shooting pain through my ribs the last few days, and I think I'm just sleeping on it wrong. Looks like this is Johnson shooting a couple of free throws. First one sinks it. Owensboro has had majority fouls in this third quarter, already at 3 team fouls, and not to mention also including a technical foul. 3 fouls all coming in the last minute. As Johnson goes 2 for 2 at the line, here comes Hart. Hart, wide open lane. Gets it out to the wing. 3 ball on the way. Off the mark. Rebound's going to go to McGowan, and here comes McGowan running the floor. Gets it side. Teardrop shot. Got it to go.
Testing. I don't hear you.
This one kicks this one out now towards the wing. Tried to dish this one off inside. And it's picked up here by the Flight. Right back and swings this one out to Hart. After another turnover into the corner, Wilford. Wilford for 3. Got it! It's now a 6-point lead for Owensboro. Talking to Brandon, person for the Dayton Flight, where we're getting a little bit of a scouting report over Owensboro. Owensboro, a top team in the TBL last season. And they're looking to repeat their success plus some more heading into this year. The Dayton Flight in the same boat, one of the top teams from last season. And this one's laid up and in. And this Dayton Flight team, they have the roster to do it. They have the coaching. A tremendous season last year, and tremendous season last year, and they're looking to repeat the success as well once again. 66-62, gets inside, goes up, ball will not go in, but an and one foul will be called.
Testing, can you hear me?
$7:20 remaining. Rob looks like he is having a little bit of a earpiece
Can you hear me down there,
problem,
Kevin?
but we are able to hear Rob. His mic is live, and I may just have to speak a little bit louder for Rob to hear me through his headset.
I'm having a connection problem. If they can hear me, that's fine. I can hear you because you're sitting next to me. We're okay.
7:20 to play here in the third. That next shot goes up and goes in. 2-point game. And one thing that I've learned with basketball, Rob, over the years, especially watching a bunch of prep academy games and high school games, even if teams go down by 20, not like either of these teams have been down by 20 today, but even if these teams did go down by 20, they're not out of it. Basketball is a long game to be played.
I mean, 20, you're right. I mean, 20, but with the three-point line, it's a whole different story. You bury 3 threes in a row, next thing you know, you've picked up 9 points. So
back when there was no three-point line, if I said what I just said, it may be frowned upon. Bedford gets inside, off the glass, kiss it off the glass, and one, count the bucket.
Flight definitely have some mojo right now, don't they? They kind of got back in the game, and now they...
All momentum. They trailed by 8 at the half, and with 6:52 to play here in the third, they have a chance to take the lead once again. 6:52, Bedford's and one opportunity is good, and the Dayton Flight has taken the lead. The Dayton Flight has taken their second lead of the game. They trailed by 8 at halftime, but right now they have all momentum. McGowan against Wilford. Wilford's shot is short. Into the corner. They can't get there in time. It is a turnover. And the Dayton Flight cruising with all momentum, bringing the ball once again up the floor with Johnson. Johnson goes to work, kick system McGowan, and Johnson traveled.
Don't see too many calls of traveling either. That's what.
Johnson gets called for a travel, looked at the referee and said he did not move, but. And again, that's it. Kicks this one out now towards the wing. Dishes this one. Beautiful play by Johnson.
Got the numbers.
He jumped the pass, gets this one to Means. Now to McGowan. Reverse layup. McGowan has the bucket. It's a 3-point lead for the Flight. Up ahead. Now Owensboro has numbers, and this one offensive
foul
rebound.
Up there for the Thoroughbreds.
Wilford lays it back up and in. Wilford's played a pretty solid game so far. 3 ball on the way. I beg your pardon, it was not 3.
Have you noticed the game picking up the pace a little bit, Jackson, now that they're getting close to the fourth quarter?
We mentioned back in the first, your goal for both of these teams is to play until you have a chance to win it in the fourth quarter. That's what you want to do. Play until you have a chance to win it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it's the old saying of the NBA, too, the game sometimes in here starts till the fourth quarter. As long as, within 10-point game, it's anybody can win the game, so you can kind of see the intensity has kind of picked up a little bit.
And that's just a 10-point game. That's not even to mention like a 5-point game or anything else like that. The Flight have been matched with a top dog opponent in the TBL for their first game. Hart's free throw sinks it. 2-point game.
Notice we lost a little bit of our crowd from the our entertainment has left, but we had a decent crowd for the first night. That's what I was noticing.
Pretty decent crowd, and another thing you got to watch out for is that a lot of seats are taken off as well. All the crowd social distancing and wearing masks and coming to watch the home team Dayton Flight play. A long rebound hauled in by Eves. Eves now looking to drive. Will pass it back out. Gets inside. Nunn goes up. Tries to get this one underneath. And Lufile could not hang on to the pass. It tips off of his fingertips. It goes out of bounds. 5:08 remaining here in the third. And Rob, you want to know one thing that kind of surprises me? White for the Dayton Flight provided an excellent spark off the bench in the beginning of that second quarter. We have not seen him since then. I wonder, he was in that contact where there was a bunch of contact down towards the bottom of the screen, middle of the second quarter, so I wonder if he is okay.
Yeah, he may have hurt himself in that first.
Because there was a lot of contact there, and he was actually hit his head. And we have not seen him since then. Hopefully he is okay. Hopefully we can see him soon because he provided a huge spark for the Flight. Inside side goes up with it, kisses off the glass, won't go. Offensive rebound, second time a chance, won't go again. And up ahead now, it looks like Owensboro has numbers. Driving, Eves drives in, and it's blocked. It's a 1-point game with 4:22 remaining in the third. I think to have a chance to win it in the fourth. Inbounds this one back, and it looked like he didn't get it high enough. Here comes Means, jump stop, beautiful control. Great body control there by Means. Was able to jump stop on the block, was able to get hard up in the air, and then just fade right over him and get the shot to go. Exactly what the Flight needed. They have lost their momentum. It's kind of momentum right now is at a standstill point up for grabs. And it looks like that could inch it a little bit right back towards the Dayton
3
Flight.
seconds or technical?
Or I guess.
Oh.
I guess not. They call it a technical. The Dayton Flight's bench was cheering. I don't think they realized. I thought that they.
Technical for what?
I thought that they thought that the technical was on Owensboro. But apparently that is not the case. Technical foul. One shot goes in. Owensboro will take another. Probably something was said.
called it a team technical. So
on the bench. Well, a team technical and then a defensive 3 seconds. So that'll do it. Kicks this one now out towards the wing. On the drive, Wilford has it stripped away by Johnson. Johnson running the floor with Bedford. Johnson's going to take it coast to coast himself. Can't get the shot. Offensive rebound means kisses it off the glass.
Big play there. And Dayton's missed some layups, haven't they?
Dayton has missed a good amount of layups.
But got the stick back, they got the offensive rebounds. That
goes up and
there's the big boy down in the paint.
Lufile just makes that one look way too easy.
Felt like he bumped you on that one. He had so much size on him.
He just made that look so easy.
Travel, yeah.
And we're going to have a travel called. 3:11 remaining in the third, 2-point game. And, Rob, this has been a very great game so far. Neither team getting a bigger lead than 8 points. The largest lead for Owensboro was 8. The largest lead for Dayton has only been 5.
Right.
So it's been back and forth game. And
yeah, I mean, Dayton's been playing uphill kind of the whole game, but right now it doesn't matter. It just depends on plays like that where Owensboro can pretty much they control that inside the paint with them.
Looks to drive, and a foul is called.
You have a timeout or what?
And it looks like we will have a timeout. Timeout on the court. That means we'll have to take one with them. 2:57 remaining in the third. 77-75. The Flight leads the Thoroughbreds.
Oh.
Free throws coming up after the timeout. 3 minutes to play here in the third. Actually, 2:57 to play in the third. Shot taken there, and that one will sink for Lufile. Jackson Lightcap alongside Rob Bonneron. The best camera person in the city. Neil is running camera.
Certainly the best cameraman in the gym.
And then Kevin Fowler is over here running production and tech support. 2:57 remaining.
Hey, Brandon.
And what's been a tremendous opening night here, and I'm sure what would make the fans a lot happier is if opening night will go in the books as a win for the Dayton Flight. I'm sure that'll make us leaving here a little bit happy as well.
77 points for both teams, so.
Remember, it's the Dayton Flight here on the TKDS Sports Network. 3 ball on the way. Is short. Pushing the floor now, gets this one back inside. Little shimmy goes up with it, and the layup won't go. Up ahead now to Ballard. Ballard at the rim, won't go. Jumpin' Joe Ballard is his nickname here in the Dayton, Ohio area. Was a player from Thurgood Marshall. Now it was a Harlem Globetrotter, and now he is a Dayton Flight member, coming back to his hometown.
Yeah, that's exciting. Did you get a feel there? That was almost an anticipated whistle. like he blew that whistle before he even took off. It looked clean from here, but I don't know what he called. Everybody kind of looked at the ref.
There has been a lot of fouls called in this game. A lot of fouls. Referees are definitely doing a great job keeping this game in check, because if they weren't, I think that this game, as we've seen at some points, it could have been all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are going to play physical, man. There's so much different speed and strength at this level.
The Thoroughbreds will take the...
We're having a clock problem again.
Looks like it. The Thoroughbreds will take the lead. Once again, they lead by 2. All the momentum that the Dayton Flight had built up is right now in a standstill hole. Owensboro has the momentum.
Yeah, I can only anticipate the fourth quarter is going to get a little – it's going to pick up even the pace even more. On the defensive end, you watch, the whole difference is –
Hey, I'm just saying, though, I am okay if this game goes long, because the longer this game goes, it gives me more time to procrastinate on my homework. If it ends shorter, then I know I have to go home and do homework. But the longer it goes, I get to procrastinate on homework a little bit, so I'm A-okay with that. Pass down inside, they try to save it, and he was out of bounds.
And we're getting paid by the minute tonight, on what I heard.
See,
You haven't heard that?
I'm just okay being here watching the great game of basketball, opening night for the Flight. And
not only that, but bang.
Not only that, but procrastinating on some homework. This one's stripped away, 79-79. Going coast to coast with it, way up and in. And right now the Flight once again have the lead with $1:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Remember, Rob, play to win it in the fourth quarter. That's what both these teams have done. Kicks this one out in the corner, and he's out of bounds. Rob, me and you were talking about that in the pregame. Not a whole lot of foot room between the three-point arc and the sideline in that corner, and for the first time today we see it. Court awareness not playing it.
I noticed half
factor.
the shots that were taken over there, the guys were stepping out of bounds. So I was curious and finally see it in the game.
Drives, kicks this one out. Backups. Mid-range baseline jumper on the way. So there is White. White from way downtown knocks down the three. That was White. White checks back into the game for the first time since the second. He's provided a huge spark off the bench for the Flight. That one's short. The Flight has a chance to go 2 for 1 here. Inside. And what a job there once again.
Yep, set him up on the three, looking to drive on him.
That's Bedford, and just like that now, the Dayton Flight is on a 9-0 run in the last minute and a half. They lead by their largest amount today of 7 points. Kicks this one to Hart in the corner. Hart steps inside the arc, fires, knocks it down.
Good shot for Owensboro. Okay, another clock problem. So where are we at? Dayton Flight's +5 here.
16.2 seconds left, and the Dayton Flight will hold the ball for the final shot of the third quarter.
I assume this clock can go to 100. I see the scoreboard. The numbers look big, but I was going to say, we're going to be hitting 100 triple digits, boys.
16 seconds left. Bringing the ball up the floor now. Clock down to 12. Shot clock is turned off. Gets a screen. Slips past the defender. Off the backboard. Got it.
There's that guard play. Did we get a technical? What else? Now somebody tried to hit the ball out.
We could have a delay of game. And another clock issue. 4 seconds now on the clock. 88-81. Largest lead for the Flight today. After a dominating third quarter performance, they were down by 8 in the locker room. They will lead the third quarter. What looks like up by 7. Chucks this one up and off the mark.
Almost off the ventilation system.
It definitely was hovering up there, and that will take us to the end of the third. Flight leads by 7. Play to win in the fourth quarter. That's what we're going to see coming up here on the TKDS Sports Network. Against Owensboro. Jackson Lightcap alongside Rob Bonaron. Rob, 12 minutes to go. What do both teams need to focus on if they want to come away with the dub tonight?
Well, I mean, I think Flight's doing what they want to do now. They've picked up the intensity, kind of the pace. Now we're fourth quarter. It's going to be about defense, Jackson. Watch the difference.
Goes up with it, and a nice shot, and 9-point lead now for the Flight. This is their largest lead, and again, the Flight, they're a fourth quarter team. They play to win in the fourth quarter, and if they can do that here today, they should walk home with a pretty easy win. Owensboro, again.
That's their game right there.
Again, Owensboro, just like we said at halftime, they are a team that returned almost all of their players from last year, a top dog in the league last year. A lot of developing going on, a lot of some good draft picks
nice play.
Some good free agent pickups, and this is a team locked and loaded, ready to win, but so are the Flight, so that we've been blessed with a great matchup on opening night.
And, I thought it was a turnover. Not at this level.
Up ahead, three ball on the way. Got it going to the floor.
So Owensboro has closed the gap quickly, haven't they? Only down 4 all of a sudden.
10:45 remaining. Kicks this one back out to Ballard. This one's going to be stripped away. Stripped away, and here comes Owensboro behind the back pass. Gets it to Nunn.
Not a good start
wing
for the Flight out of the quarter. Yep.
And that's Ogbedo.
All right.
And just like that, within the last minute, the 9-point lead is cut down to only 2 after a 7-0 run for Owensboro.
Yeah. You asked me what the Flight needed to do. Well, they didn't get off to a good start for the quarter.
Looks like this is Johnson with the ball. Swings this one out now to Bedford. Bedford gets a screen by Ballard. Cross-court pass, swings it now. Johnson going to work on the inside. And it looks like we will have a 3-second violation call, and that's going to result in a free throw.
Is this the zone defense, obviously? Yeah, okay. Which the NBA doesn't do that anymore, right? Okay. Yeah. We're learning something on the fly here, the defensive technical fouls, right? Delay of game, defensive technicals.
That led to a free throw due to the 3-second violation, and then the Flight will have the ball back. They lead by 3. 10 minutes and 4 seconds remaining at Wilberforce University Arena.
Somebody just parked in the lane on defense, didn't they, Jackson?
You cannot do that, especially at this level. Step back 3 for Bedford. Bedford got it to go. What a shot, hand in his face, and was able to fade back, rise up to the challenge, and knock the trifecta down.
He's going to bust the triple digits here on the scoreboard first.
And actually, was that a 3? They only marked it a 2 on the scoreboard here. His foot might have been on the line. It's a 93-88 game, so I beg your pardon for the excitement for nothing.
It looked like a 3. It's like I said, there's only so much real estate over there.
And now it looks like were we right? Because now they're going to go over to the score table and make sure everything is correct. Yep. So the score is correct. It looks like a 3, but they only marked it as 2. Foot must have been on the line. And there's now 9 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. They're going to look to inbound this one. Gets this one to Nunn. Nunn underneath. Beautiful backdoor cut. The dunk. It won't go. Foul is called.
Has Owensboro dunked the ball tonight? That maybe one, but the Flight have kept them. Yeah, I was going to say the one thing I've noticed is the Flight has kept them from dunking the basketball. The Flight's got a couple dunks, I know that.
That's now going to send Owensboro back to the foul line, shooting 2 shots right now. Will be number 5, that's Griffith. Gets the first one to sink in. He was not able to complete the dunk, but nonetheless, he'll be able to go to the foul line, try to pick up the points either way. Second shot goes up, and it rims in. 2 for 2 for Griffith at the foul line. And it's back down to a one-possession game. Bedford has it. Dishes this one now to White. White fading backwards, fighting through contact, won't go, no foul called. Here comes Owensboro. They have numbers, they're just going to lay it up and in with none. 1-point game. Closing in on the 9-minute mark, we got a 1-point game. It's going to be a tremendous finish right here and only here on the TKDS Sports Network. Drives in, goes up, foul called.
They call offensive
it's
foul.
An offensive foul.
He's going to call like an arm bar in the air, I believe. Is the only thing.
Looks like they will call the offensive foul. That will be a... got him with the elbow. Gorgeous arena here at Wilberforce. Goes up with it, and another foul is called. And Mondo, I know you weren't there, but a few months ago, me and a couple of guys were able to make a great trip up to Fort Wayne, Indiana, to the Summit, and cover some Prep Academy basketball showcase. And this arena looks a lot like the one that we were in over there, the one side of Sands. The nice court. The only thing is that there was no stage and there were no baseline stands as well. But there were baseline tables to sit at.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been in this gymnasium here out at Wilberforce. So,
and you know the confusing thing is that Wilberforce is right here, and then not even a block away is Central State University. I never really knew that they would put 2 colleges right next to each other.
Yeah, it could be confusing. In fact, I drove in. I was looking at Central State to drive over there, and
I actually did. I pulled in the parking lot, and then I saw that it was Central State on a big sign, and then I was like, this isn't it. And then I pulled up Siri once again, and then because I stopped it because I thought that I was already here, and then she goes, turn right, and then in 0.2 miles, turn left, and then the destination will be on your left.
Yeah, we made it.
Goes up with the shot. So it looks like the Thoroughbreds will not be able to take the lead, but they have a tie and they have a chance to take the lead here with Hart. Hart leaves this one up, and it's thrown right back down by Eves. And just like that, Owensboro has the lead once again. The 4th lead change in favor of Owensboro today, the 8th lead change overall.
Flight's body language has not been good. They're trying to draw fouls and worrying about the refs right now, but they just need to play ball.
And that's exactly what they needed with Bedford. Bedford, that one, again, another 2-pointer.
Bearing down on 100, aren't we? Both teams, 95-95.
This one kicked out towards the wing, none to Hart in the corner. Hart for 3, off the front iron, skips up. Means pulls down the miss, 7:50 remaining in the game. Kicks this one, baseline jump shot, got it to go. The Flight leads once again.
Game of runs, right? So the Flight making a couple shots in a row.
Basketball is a game of runs. We saw that, especially the end of the second quarter, beginning of the third, and right now, it was just both teams are exchanging buckets after buckets. It seems like no defense is being played right now.
Well, I'm sure both teams are, I'd say, a little tired, right? We're in that physical 4th quarter, too. We're being early in the season and got to get their game legs.
Yeah, and a great point, Bondo. This is the beginning of the season opener, so you may be a little bit more fatigued in this opening night, whereas if this was game 32 in the season.
Well, I tell you what, 99, they're knocking on the 100 door. Coach is going to get a timeout here for the Flight.
Timeout taken. Owensboro 99, Dayton 97. We're going to take a small break. We'll be back on the TKDS Sports Network. Six minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the game. Owensboro leads by 2, but Dayton has the ball. Rob, still plenty of time. If you're Dayton, what do you need to draw up? What did you talk about in that timeout?
Well, I think the main thing for them is just more keeping their composure. A couple times I noticed they didn't hustle back on defense, too. I mean, it's been a long game, right, Jackson? But now it seems like it's down to 6 minutes. It's like the game is on now.
Goes up, tips it, and won't get it to go. Ball's back out on the ground. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Owensboro.
We're talking about who's going to hit that. Who's going to hit that mark, the century mark here. Flight can do it with a 3, and Burrow can do it on this possession.
Not only to mention, though, whoever can hit the 100 mark first, they still might not be the victors today.
Right.
And looks like we had something called. That's going to actually send Hart to the foul line. I wonder if it was another defensive violation. That's what it's looking like. They did not call a technical, but they're clearing the lane. I think it was another 3-second violation. That shot's going to go for Hart, and Owensboro hits 100 first. Owensboro is able to reach the 100 mark first. Scoreboard goes up to 100.
They slid that 1 in there. It's just they didn't need all that room because they only need a 1.
Gets
over
inside.
In the left column.
Kicks this one back out. Goes up. This one's going to be swatted away. Outside to Hart. Hart cashes in the trifecta. It's a 6-point game. The Dayton Flight trying to come back. The Flight has been, they have had their moments where they've led, but for the most part, they've been trailing the majority part of this game. This 3-ball on the way, and the Flight's able to answer right back with one of their own.
And they hit the century mark on 1 shot, didn't they?
Kicks this one out towards the wing. Hart's feeling it. Hart's off the mark. This one poked away. None from the elbow. Got it. 5-point game, long pass ahead now to Means. Means goes up with it off the backboard, and this game right now is just going back and forth. 5.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, 24-second clock doesn't take long either. I was going to say it.
Yeah, you know, this is funny, guys, because last night, sorry about that, Rob, come in loud. Last night I was watching Flint, the team that's playing here tomorrow, playing the Kokomo Bobcats, and it ended up the same way last minute, back and forth, and then a 1-point game in the end win. Flint lost. They almost won, but they lost by 1 in the end by a Hail Mary shot. Just like this, though, in the end. Back and forth, close.
Well, this 5-minute mark, man. This is, 24-second clock is. You were used to college. The other thing we've been watching is college 30 seconds. 24 seconds goes pretty quick. By the time you get the ball past half court, You're setting the offense up for a shot.
Goes up with the shot there. And that's one thing why when you have an open shot, it is so important at the professional level to take it.
Yeah, be ready
so
to take.
important to take it. Be ready. It doesn't matter if you shot 0 for 9 on the night. If you have a shot open, you have to take it, because if you pass it up, you may not even get another shot or an opportunity to get another shot off in that 24-second shot clock. Especially if the team spends about 5 seconds or so bringing the ball up the floor like they usually do. Well, there's another 5 seconds, and they just got it up off up the floor.
Yeah, they're already. I mean, we're at the 15-second mark already.
12 to shoot. Kicks this one out towards the wing. 3-ball on the way. McGowan knocks it down.
And they only gave him 2.
He's made some shots. They gave him a 2?
Yep.
It is very hard to see it. It looks like he's behind the arc. McGowan knocks down the 2-pointer. Back the other way. 4:17 to play. 109 to 104. Closing in now on crunch time. McGowan's feeling it. McGowan airballs. Up ahead now. They're going to be able to save it for the time being, and now it's going to go out of bounds. Owensboro will take possession. A lot of Owensboro's fans here in the stands as well. It's just not all Dayton Flight fans. Owensboro taking the travel up about 3-4 hours from Kentucky. Was able to come and root on there. Owensboro Thoroughbreds.
So now you know where Owensboro is at when we have to go there for their home game. As we'll be looking to travel for the flight, hopefully.
All right, here we go, boys. As you guys going to say, they're down by 7 now.
Ball's on the ground, and let's see, it was a carry. A turnover there. With 3:48 to go, that could be costly.
That's the only thing I've noticed sometimes. The Flight's body language changes pretty quick. When we talk about runs.
And that'll take us to a timeout. Actually, I thought a timeout was called. Maybe I'm just going delusional. Ladies and gentlemen, the TKDS Sports Network is sponsored by Edible Arrangements, Jets Pizza, the Army Reserve National Guard, T-Mobile, TJ Chumps, and then, Kevin, you remember the last two.
Well, it's the Smoke Shop in Xenia and the Sub House.
I need to remember those to the long list of sponsors.
We'll be getting a lot more information on them here soon.
Goes up with this one. This one
Flight needs to stop.
Goes up again. This one swatted away. They get the stop that they need. Here come the Dayton Flight. Here comes Johnson attacking. Johnson goes to the rim. Johnson's able to finish. Lead's cut down to 5. 3:16 to play.
A lot of possession still left. It's going to come down to who plays the best defense.
On the drive, this is hard. He drives baseline, has a lane, and he connects on the reverse layup. Rob, under 3 minutes to play. You know what that means. It's crunch time. McGowan for 3. Won't go.
And a foul.
And a foul is going to be called there. And a timeout taken. 2:55 remaining. We're in crunch time. Owensboro leads by 7. Eye of the Tiger is playing loud here at Wilberforce University Arena. 2:55 to go, and the Dayton Fly trail by 7. After another turnover, Owensboro will have possession of the ball, and I believe they're in the bonus as well.
If this song doesn't get you up, man, you ain't living. It's the Tigers. That would be
Rocky.
That would be Wittenberg down the street. The Tigers.
Let's go, Rocky Balboa, the underdog here.
Well, the Flight need to get some stops. They are
First free throw is off the mark.
down by 7.
Ogbodo has, remember, he picked up 4 fouls in that third quarter. The Dayton Flight were able to roll over Owensboro, I beg your pardon.
He is certainly their heart and soul, their team. Yeah.
As soon as he's checked back in the fourth, they still had him a chance to win, and he has come back. And remember, they were down by 8 heading in.
There he is. I'm telling you, he's the heart and soul of their team.
I beg your pardon, they were down by 9 heading into this quarter, and right now they're about to take the first double-digit lead of the game. 10-point game down underneath, and that's Bedford who will connect. First double-digit lead of the game is cut back down to 8, 2:24 to play, and right now Owensboro will be in kill time mode. There's none on the drive. Kicks this one out. Hart.
Wow.
Got it to go. Three-pointer. Another three-pointer. It's an 11-point game.
When he launched it, you kind of had a feeling this is going to make or break the game, and it probably finished it.
Drives in. Off the glass. Won't go. Right now, if you're the Dayton Flight, you might want to start fouling now.
Ran out of gas a little bit.
Travel is going to be called. The good news for the Dayton Flight is that Owensboro has not shot well from the free throw line today.
Yeah, I was just going to say, didn't the half start out at a 10-point deficit? But now,
an 8-point.
8-point. Now, I was going to say that the lead.
Right back now, down to 11. The fourth quarter started with a 9-point lead for the Dayton Flight.
And there's their leader. There's the leader. There's the leader of their team. He takes it.
Ogbodo has definitely been their momentum booster today, and he's been their heart and soul of the team. Again, he came out in the third quarter early due to foul trouble, sat the whole third quarter on the bench, other than the first 2 minutes. When he was out, that allowed the Flight to come back and take a 9-0 lead when they were already down by 8. Which pretty much means they outscored Thoroughbreds by 17 in the third quarter. And now look at where we're at. Reversed right back around, 10 points. Thoroughbreds, I beg your pardon, has been outscoring the Dayton Flight by 19. 3-ball on the way, short. Unless they can get a big-time shot here. This one from the corner, 2-ball, won't go, and this one's out of bounds. About 20 remaining. And with it being at a 10-point lead in Owensboro ball, that will probably put it in the dust.
Well, you know, we heard him getting his bench up early in the game. We heard it. He kind of was getting the war call going on. We didn't really pay attention. It's like, okay. But tell you what, he's been an inside presence. He's their obviously their inspirational, they're kind of their spiritual leader. So. And
again, if you're the Dayton Flight, this is opening night. This is nothing to get down on, especially against a good Owensboro team.
Well, and every team needs an identity, right? I mean, this is a new season for them. So,
Owensboro was one of the top teams in the league last year and came close to winning it. So were the Flight. This was a great matchup. I don't think we could have asked for a better one on opening night. The Flight will advance to play tomorrow at home once again against Flint, Michigan.
I'm seeing the coaches even barking at him a little bit, saying,
foul called, count the bucket. Question is it a little bit too late? That's going to cut the lead back down to 10.
This reminds me of IHL hockey back in the day, the Dayton Gyms, just the mentality of.
Because there was a professional hockey
team. This is just the first game of the season. There's a lot of basketball yet to be played. 24-game season. One loss ain't going to hurt them right now.
Definitely not. And
Bootstraps picked up and move on if that happens.
definitely not. They're going to have a chance to bounce back tomorrow again against Flint, Michigan. As looks like we have a timeout, 1:09 remaining. We're going to take a small break here on the TKDS Sports Network.
Mommy, you're a bad boy, big noise ring. Oh, they're going to take somebody to the line? What? Oh.
1:09 remaining, and it's a 9-point lead right now for Owensboro. They are playing Kevin's Jam right now in the arena.
There you go.
No, Kevin, you sing to this, and I'll continue to sing in my Katy Perry.
Oh, no, here we go. All genres are covered, huh?
Jackson, you ain't singing anybody tonight right now.
If you guys,
you're going to sing the lullaby to your test.
If you guys, what I just mentioned is a few weeks ago we had a all-star event at Bethel High School for girls, and they were playing Katy Perry, and I just came in and I was messing around. I was singing it and just messing around, and Kevin thought I was crazy.
So we already had a young lady that opens up with the national anthem. We had the girls come out and had the band and the performance for us, didn't we? And we got a DJ.
124 to 114. Coast to coast with it. This one's blocked and out of bounds. Aguado once again with another block. Aguado, this is a guy that takes his game very, very seriously. He was in here in the gymnasium, frankly, before we were here.
He's John with the crowd. Man, he's like, I was going to say.
He was in the arena before we were here, setting up, stretching, getting early shots in, using his jump rope, going through his runs, his warm-up jogs. Guy who takes his game seriously and just comes mentally prepared. Owensboro is lucky to have him. And looks like there's going to be a charge foul there on Hart.
Yeah, typically this time of game, only bad things can happen at this time of the game. They call it mop-up time and scrapping time. This is when things carry over to the next game from here.
On the drive, gets inside, and that is Johnson who's able to rim it around. Just like that, things got a lot more interesting. Couple turnovers for Owensboro, and it's only a 6-point game now. Up ahead now, they have numbers. Fast break opportunity, 2-on-1. Pulls up, they lost control of the ball. They're able to regain it back, and a foul is called. Hart maybe got lucky there, because if that was going the other way.
That looked like a turnover. I don't know what. That's something. Something didn't look right there. I think Owensboro got lucky on that because, like you said, with 30 seconds, they could have made it.
My stuff goes yellow. It disrupts my right here.
The shot here for Hart. Sinks the first one in, back to a 7-point lead.
Yeah, Jackson, we were at a 2-possession game there. That was huge because
able to go 2 for 2, 126 to 118. Up ahead now. This one's going to be stolen away. And looks like there was another clock issue. The clock did not start. They're going to mark it down at 23 seconds left.
Who gets the ball then? Because, it was the flight's ball when the clock didn't start. It was like, who should get the ball there? And it was like it was the flight's ball when the clock didn't start, and then they're going to restart the clock with more time, and it's going to be Owensboro's ball. So that's kind of weird.
Owensboro will take possession. Roughly around 24 to 23 seconds left, and it's been a long day and a long week over at CKDS Sportsland, but we'll be right back here covering the Dayton Flight and their game against Flint, Michigan tomorrow. Not only to mention the Dayton Dragons High School Baseball Showcase will continue tomorrow as well, right here and only here on the CKDS Sports Network. 10 seconds left. The shot clock is on, and a foul is going to be called. Owensboro will advance to 1-0. The Flight will fall to 0-1.
But very early in the season, folks. Very early.
Very early.
Don't count your chickens for those eggs hatch.
23 more games.
I don't think you can get any earlier the first game. So.
Yep. There's preseason games, but we don't count those.
7.4 seconds left. This shot is up and in.
I'm sitting next to Brandon over here. I don't see him sweating yet.
No, he like one
We're
game,
just getting,
boys. One
just
game.
breaking the seal.
One game's in.
And again, we mentioned Owensboro was one of the best teams in the league last year. They returned all their players and just got a stronger roster as well with draft picks and free agency.
One thing we'll work with Brandon, we'll get more of a roster depth on the Flight here, where they came from and colleges, and kind of get a little better background here.
And that'll do it. The clock
Did they not
will
give
run.
him that basket? Oh,
They
there
did.
we go.
The clock was stopped, but that'll do it here on the TKDS Sports Network. Final score, Owensboro Thoroughbreds 134 and the Dayton Flight 121. It was a great game. We always mention play until you can win it in the fourth. That's simply what happened. It just didn't go the Flight's way.
Yeah, I think that was it. It just turned in the end. I mean, that dynamic player for Owensboro, that leader there's in foul trouble, got out, got the run up. Then the run came back for Owensboro once he got back in. It was a good game. Good play here for the first pro basketball game here in Dayton.
We're not used to scores like that, 137 to 121.
Yeah, what do you